Hey fight fans, last night Paddy Pimblett beated Michael Chandler via knockout. It was a round 3 knockout and he humiliated Michael Chandler to get into the top 10 of the UFC lightweight division. He made so many fans angry, he made so many fans happy, and UFC fighters reacted on his win. So let's check how he got the win, how the UFC fighters reacted on his performance, and who he should fight next. Moreover, what happened to Michael Chandler after this loss. So first, let's check the highlights as well as the reactions. Michael Chandler versus Paddy Pimblett started Billy Quarantillo and Rafael Dos Anjos, Sergio Pettis, Chris Gutierrez, Bilal Muhammad also watching. These are so many fighters that were hyped for this fight. After the first round, it was clear 10-9 for Paddy Pimblett as you can see on the screen. And the sequence. Then Nazim Saliho, Paddy doing perfectly fine on the feet. He should continue to pressure and pick at Chandler. Paddy has gotten so much better. Bilal Muhammad said, not a good night for Bellator. He is referencing Patricio Pitbull's loss. 2-0 after the two rounds, Paddy Pimblett. Henry Cejudo, the second round was the best round of Paddy's career, and guess that was in that round he clearly dominated Michael Chandler. In sorcery, not considered cheating. Paddy is gonna skyrocket now. Man, Michael Chandler effing sucked. Paddy looking great tonight. Thamba Grimbo, you never walk alone. Liverpool, Paddy the Baddy, and the official result, Paddy Pimblett, huge performance cemented him as his future. Where are the official result? Tweet, Paddy Pimblett just procured. Basically, the official result was he got the third round TKO. Maybe I forgot to share that tweet. Michael Chandler, fighter removed. He hasn't done anything after his great UFC debut. All he had done was beating our beloved Tony Ferguson with one of the worst kick Ferguson will ever have in his life or ever had. And I'm not a hater of Michael Chandler. I love this dude. Handed him, Paddy did his damn thing. Bellator champs 0-2 tonight. Paddy is the real deal. Stop sleeping on him, guys. He is the real deal. No one did that to Michael Chandler before. Paddy the Paddy. He mauls Michael Chandler. Honestly, it hurts watching these fights, knowing my skill level. F off. Legit fight by Paddy Pimblett. Paddy versus Topuria finally. And these are the official scorecards. As you can see, no, you cannot see because my internet is slow and the scorecards are loading. Now you can see Paddy won. The scorecards are not like everyone thought. First round was won by Michael Chandler and the Paddy Pimblett won the second round 10-8 on one of three scorecards. Conor not gonna fight Paddy. I thought it was going to be a war, but Paddy kind of pitched a shout out. Paddy begging to get thrown into deep end of the pool. He shared the list: Dustin Poirier, Justin Gaethje, Charles Oliveira, and Arman Sarukian, whom he wants to fight next. In his post-fight interview, he also mentioned Ilia Topuria fight, but he said he forgot about Ilia Topuria. That's why he didn't mention him in the post-fight interview. He also said that Ilia Topuria is probably gonna fight for the belt, so his next fight is not going to be against Ilia Topuria, but he said he would do better against Ilia Topuria and he will beat him more badly than he beat Michael Chandler. Paddy versus Arman, I love it, Michael Chiesa says. And if you hate Paddy Pimblett, give him Arman Sarukian. What's lower, Michael Chandler's sperm count or his fight IQ? Alex Volkanovski is probably trying to make No. And lastly, Hinato Moicano says, bro, chill out, Paddy. Charles not gonna fight you. Chandler coming from 16 losses. Great performance, by the way, but chill. If you remember, Renato Moicano was supposed to fight Paddy Pimblett at UFC 311, but he and all the fans were surprised when Renato Moicano got Benil Dariush instead, because they were having a war on Twitter, tweeting each other bad things. By the way, now let's check. Conor McGregor had 500k bet on Michael Chandler winning via KO, and he lost that bet. Paddy Pimblett called out Conor McGregor when he learned that McGregor had bet on Michael Chandler. He also talked shit about Ilya Taporia in the post-fight interview, and in his interview, he also got altercation with Colby Covington. But for Colby Covington altercation, you can't blame Paddy Pimblett here, or blame can be on Colby Covington, because he is also the guy who wants to stay relevant with this kind of things instead of fighting, because when he fight he loses. Anyway, Dana White praised Michael Chandler's performance in the post-fight interview and compares him to Arturo Gatti because he is always going to be in war. But what's next for Michael Chandler after that? If you can see the lightweight division showing on your screen, lightweight division ranking, there is nothing much for Michael Chandler after losing this fight. Michael Chandler is currently ranked at number 7, and he is gonna kick out from the top 10. So basically, he now needs to fight someone who is not as tough as Paddy Pimblett, but also going up in the rankings. Let's see which prospect deserved the most to climb up the rankings by beating Michael Chandler. There are Fares Ziam, who is on a 5-fight win streak. Lodovit Klein is also riding a great win streak. Then there is Nasrat Haqparast, also riding a 5-fight win streak. Chase Hooper will also be a good next opponent for Michael Chandler in the lightweight division. And this is how Hooper will show his toughness, as well as Michael Chandler can bounce back in the win column. You tell me, who do you think Michael Chandler should fight next? And now I'll see you in the next video, where we will discuss the main event of UFC 314, Alexander Volkanovski versus Diego Lopez. So till then, wait for that video.